and the world's only UN memorial cemetery. Stroll along the coast and explore the largest mountain fortress in Korea. As well as all this, there are so many tourist attractions, beautiful exhibitions, vibrant culture, convenient facilities, and delicious foods unique to Busan. With all the beauty and charm of the amazing city of Busan, you'll find yourself right at home in this ever-changing tourism paradise. So stay with us a while. Busan, your #1 tourist destination. Your home, away from home. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
The time is now 2 o'clock.
Welcome to BFM News at 2. I'm David Kim. The South Korean embassy in Ukraine said Thursday that Ukraine received 2 demining machines and 10 pickup trucks during a ceremony in Kiev. This delivery is part of South Korea's earlier commitment to supply Ukraine with a total of 10 demining machines and 100 trucks. During discussions with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on the sidelines of the Group of 7 summit in Japan in May, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol had pledged to offer demining tools. Since the onset of Russia's invasion in February of the previous year, it's estimated that around 30% of Ukraine's territory has been affected by landmines. These mines have resulted in the death of 250 civilians and injuries to 500 others. On Thursday, Valery Gerasimov, the head of the Russian General Staff, was reported to have stated that Russia has developed active and comprehensive cooperation with North Korea. The statement was highlighted by Reuters and other news outlets, who noted that Gerasimov, during a briefing with foreign military attachés, mentioned Moscow's ongoing efforts to maintain strategic partnerships with countries like India and China. Throughout this year, there has been a noticeable intensification in the military relationship and collaborative efforts between Russia and North Korea. In local news, due to heavy snowfall, operations at Jeju International Airport's runway were completely suspended today, causing disruptions in flights between Busan and Jeju. According to the Korea Airports Corporation, Korean Air Flight KE1505, which departed from Busan to Jeju, this morning had to return due to worsening weather conditions at Jeju Airport. As of 11 a.m. on the 22nd today, 3 flights between Busan and Jeju had to return, 14 were canceled, and 2 were delayed. Jeju Airport's operations have been suspended until 1 p.m. Due to snow removal work following heavy snowfall since the previous day. The first ever container terminal relocation in the history of South Korea's ports is proceeding without any issues. The Busan Port Authority said today that the Hutchinson Ports Busan, the operator of the current Chaseongdae Pier, is pushing ahead with the facility improvement work for the Gamman Pier No. 1 berth, scheduled for relocation in the first half of next year. BPA recently completed civil engineering work that started in June, investing 6 billion won to ensure smooth operations at Gamman Pier No. 1 berth. The Busan International Finance Promotion Agency said today that it held the 8th Busan Financial Hub Forum at the Busan International Finance Center on the afternoon of the 20th, where they explored ways to activate digital finance. Kim Dong-hoon, the financial blockchain officer of Busan City, introduced the current progress of the Digital Asset Exchange Initiative and Busan City's strategy for activating the blockchain industry in his presentation. In international news, the most devastating incident of its kind in the Czech Republic's recent history, an armed individual fatally shot 14 others and wounded another 25 at Charles University in Prague, according to official statements. Authorities reported that the 24-year-old assailant was neutralized following the incident, which occurred at the university situated in Prague's historic center. During the attack, university personnel were advised to secure themselves in rooms. In response to these tragic events on Thursday local time, Prime Minister Petra Fiala announced the cancellation of his forthcoming commitments. Angola has declared its exit from the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, due to disagreements regarding production limits. This decision comes in the wake of last month's resolution by the 13-nation cartel and 10 partnering countries to reduce oil output in 2024, aiming to stabilize fluctuating global prices. And now taking a look at the weather here. It is currently at freezing temperatures under clear skies. Fine dust and ultrafine dust particle levels are already good. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is Steve Hatherly Reboot. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
What you're about to hear is amazing. That's because you're locked in to Busan's #1 English radio station. Whether you're at home, at work, or driving in your car, you will be exposed to radio excellence. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it starts right now.
I heard it once said, if you have something nice to say about someone and you never tell them, well, that's the same as wrapping a gift in a box, yet never delivering that gift to the person that it was for. But nobody does that, right? Well, because it's almost Christmas time, I thought I had a good idea with this. Perhaps we can give some verbal gifts out today. You tell me the special message that you want to say to someone, and I will read it on air for you. A radio Santa Claus, so to speak. Ho, ho, ho. It's Friday, December 22nd, 2023. I'm Steve Hatherly. This is Steve Hatherly Reboot. Let's go. That was Black Moonlight by Duran Duran, and that dance floor ready tune features longtime friend and collaborator of the group, Nile Rodgers. We hear his name, don't we, so often in collaborations with great artists, Nile Rodgers. Regarding his contributions to Black Moonlight, singer Simon Le Bon said, "The song is this classic Duran Duran Nile Rodgers collab, and when Nile started playing his guitar in the studio, he really inspired everyone with his riff, and the song just kind of wrote itself." Keyboardist Nick Rhodes, he said, "Nile Rodgers is a force of nature. When we get into a room, we start playing and then magic happens. Nile always has that chic sound as his first band, and Duran Duran is his second. Thematically, I personally prefer the moon to the sun." Simon Le Bon took the idea, though, and ran with it. Nile Rodgers, an absolute legend. Duran Duran, absolute legends. A nice start to our Friday show. I am live in the studio from Busan on this Friday afternoon. Welcome to the show, everyone. You're tuned in on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Zhongguan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Thank you very much for being with us to round out your week, and it is the final Friday before the holiday comes. Are you ready? Whatever it is you have planned, I wonder if all of your preparations are complete or not. My wife's Christmas gift is being delivered this afternoon. Yes. Well done. I was not late. Oh, that's a sigh of relief, isn't it? Everybody knows it's a sigh of relief when things show up on time. When you order something for the holidays, right? When you're ordering a gift, it's really important. You know, if there's a delay in delivery during other times of the year, like midsummer or something, you don't really care. It doesn't really matter too much. But during the holiday season, everything must be delivered on time. And I must give a shout out. I mean, I always think about these people, the delivery people. They work all through the night in the wee hours of the morning and in the pitch black in the middle of the night, working to, I mean, they're like little Santa Clauses, aren't they? Really are like Santa Claus themselves, driving around and delivering packages to us. And it's not an easy job, I'm sure. So well done to all the delivery people out there, whatever it is you're delivering. Getting things to us on time is really important at this time of year. So that was done. The gift is being delivered this afternoon. Good. Check. Next, I went and got the Christmas tree this morning. Check. It's not exactly, you know, your typical Canadian Christmas tree. A typical Canadian Christmas tree is about 6 or 7 feet tall, and it's huge, and it's bigger than it needs to be, and it takes up too much space in your living room. But I was able to get a smaller artificial tree, and you know what? I wasn't going to do it this year. And then I just sensed my wife's disappointment. She said, she looked at me a couple of days ago, and she said, "We're not going to do a tree or anything." And I was like, oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. So this morning, after my morning show, I went out and I got the tree. It's tiny. I mean, it's only about, 3 feet tall, but it's better than nothing, right? And I got all the decorations necessary. So that's going to be our Friday evening. After the show today, I'll go home and we'll have a nice dinner, and then we will decorate together our little tiny Christmas tree, which is nice. I'm really glad that I got out there and bought that this morning. So I'm ready. Hence my question for you. Are you ready? Let me know how your holiday preparations are going. All right, let's talk about YouTube, shall we? Go on over to youtube.com and search BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean. You can find our live stream there. And you can watch our live stream until the songs start to play. Once they start to play, they're going to fade out. When they fade out, you can open up your BEFM app to listen to the songs there, or you can listen through FM radio as well, of course. And when the songs conclude, then you can go back to the live stream and resume that. That's the way that you can get the whole show in one package. And we know it's not really convenient. We do appreciate your patience and your understanding there. It's all due to music copyright issues. And as I always say, I hope that changes at some point in the future. But that's the way we can do it for now. All right, now we can talk about what's coming up on the show this afternoon. Hour number one, we'll start with today's Hot Off the Press, where you'll hear some trendy music that has been newly released. I'll give you a little bit about the artist and about the track as well. Tracks, I should say. After that, Weekend Wanderer time. Jeff will join me in the studio in about 15, 20 minutes time, and he'll be here to get us up to date with all things happening in and around Busan and a bit from Seoul as well. Jeff will stay with me for what remains of hour number one. Then in hour number two, for our fun fact of the day. Did you know this? That today, exactly today, in Korea, was winter solstice. Isn't that also the name of a James Bond movie, Winter Solstice, or something solstice, isn't it? Anyway, it's today. It happened this morning, if my time adjustment was correct, around 11 a.m. or so, somewhere between 9 and 11 a.m., the winter solstice took place. It's the shortest day of the year in 2023. And I thought, let's talk about that. I didn't really know the science behind it. I don't know why it is that it is. I've heard of it before. So I looked it up and I found out that it does have a significance, scientifically speaking, of course. I'll explain that in the second hour through our fun fact of the day. But isn't it good news anyway? I mean, we don't like it. Nobody likes it. Human beings really enjoy the sun. It's good for us. It's good for our skin to a degree. And it's also good for our emotional state. We need it. We rely on it. So when the days get super, super short in the wintertime, nobody likes that. So today's the shortest day, and that means from tomorrow, the days are going to start to get a little tiny bit longer day by day by day, and that's really good news. We'll talk about the winter solstice for our fun fact of the day. Then we'll go on to behind the scenes. And I thought, well, last week, I was going to do a scene from Love Actually, and I decided not to, right? Because I was going to choose the scene where the guy shows up at the girl's house and he holds the cards and it says, "To me, you're perfect," right? Very romantic, but nobody says anything. But I thought, well, it's the Friday before Christmas, and this is the quintessential Christmas film, perhaps other than Home Alone. So I do want to do one scene from Love Actually. And I watched the film. We watched it at home. And I don't know if you remember the scene from the very end. It's almost at the very end of the film, towards the end of the film. It's when Billy Mack, the singer, he visits his manager's apartment, Joe. And it's Christmas, and Joe was alone at home, and Billy Mack suddenly shows up out of nowhere. It was a surprise, and it was kind of a touching moment at the end of the film. So I thought, let's have a look at that scene today. So Love Actually, that scene from that film is what we'll do for today's Behind the Scenes. After that, we'll have Perfect Playlist. We've got the best songs for every situation. Of course, we've got Christmas music for you today. And then, of course, I'll check your messages throughout the program as well. All right, here's the question today. I will be your personal postman, your mail delivery server. Here's what I want you to do. And this is what I was talking about in the opening of the show. Have you heard that before? I don't know where I heard it, but I like it. We don't do that. We don't wrap a gift for someone for their birthday or their anniversary or their Christmas present and never give it to them. That doesn't make sense, right? To wrap a gift, put it in a box, wrap it up, and then never give it to them. We don't do that. We never do that. And words can be the same way. If you have something nice to say to someone, but you never tell them, that's the equivalent of wrapping something in a box and not delivering that gift. So here's my mission for you today. Who do you want to give a special Christmas message to? Text me. Text it to the studio, and I will read it for you on air. And then maybe you can record that on your phone or some device as I'm reading that message, and then you can send that little audio clip to your friend. And it's a little tiny little Christmas present. Don't you think so? I think it's nice. I hope you'll send in some messages today and I can be your radio Santa Claus. 특별한 크리스마스 메시지를 이름과 함께 보내주시면 제가 대신 읽어드립니다. Text me your message. pounder sharp 9050. That will cost you 101. You can add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or Busan 영어방송 in Korean. You can do that through Kakao. Add us as a plus friend first, of course. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after logging in. All right, that's all the information you need for now. We'll have a tune, and when we come back, we'll get into today's Hot Off the Press. Here is Dear Santa, Bring Me a Man This Christmas by the Weather Girls.
Hi, we're your weather girl.
That was the Weather Girls, Dear Santa, Bring Me a Man This Christmas. We're back, and it's time for today's Hot Off the Press, where from Monday to Friday, we bring you two of the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. A lot of songs are released every single week, and we choose a couple each day that we hope that you will love. Let's start today with the new one from John Legend, Don't Need to Sleep. John Legend has returned with this new track. It's his first solo song of 2023. The uplifting anthem encourages listeners to continue pursuing their dreams even in the midst of uncertainty. In essence, our dreams are more than fleeting scenes from our slumber. Don't Need to Sleep is featured in the documentary film We Dare to Dream, and that tells the story of 5 Olympic refugee athletes who swim, run, and fight their way to opportunity and safety in host nations across the world. That sounds powerful. After that, we'll hear the new song from Sad Alex. This is called Airbag, with songs ranging from up-tempo glitch pop to melodic guitar-driven EPs. Sad Alex wears a lot of hats when it comes to music. She said, growing up, I listened to Blink-182 and Linkin Park and The Used. I was also into Vanessa Carlton, Sarah McLachlan, early Kelly Clarkson, all that kind of early pop stuff, you name it. My parents raised me on the Beatles and the Pretenders, so I kind of had a collection of all of that as well. And now it's kind of trying to take what I love structurally about pop music. Two great tracks on the way for today's Hot Off the Press. New from John Legend, Don't Need to Sleep, and then the new one from Sad Alex, Airbag. Those were our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. Sad Alex Airbag, and before that, John Legend, Don't Need to Sleep. Question of the day today isn't so much a question as it is a mission. I want you to send in your special Christmas message that you would like to deliver to someone else, and then I am happy to read that for you on air. And if you can get your recording device, if you can record it on your phone or your tablet or what have you while I'm reading it, then you can send that to your friend or to your family member as like a little Christmas gift. It's a good idea, I think. But of course, I need your cooperation. Who do you want to give a special Christmas message to today? Text me and I'll read it for you. 특별한 크리스마스 메시지를 이름과 함께 보내주시면 제가 대신 읽어드립니다. Text me, #9050. That will cost you 100 won on your cell phone. Add us on Kakao Talk for free. Send messages for free. You can text me that way as well. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after logging in. Friday afternoon, and Jeff's here for some weekend wandering. How you doing?
Cold.
Yeah.
And in pain.
Yeah. Oh, the cold. The cold has caused the pain?
Yeah. When you get older, you'll notice that everything starts aching when the cold comes.
Oh, muscles tighten up and things like that?
Yeah,
Joints?
And last night, I went out with a student of mine, actually, and we went bowling. Haven't done that for 8 years, maybe.
Bowling alleys in Korea are awesome.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Yeah, they play like dance music or hip hop or whatever, or rock music.
And it was quite something. But
did they have like the disco lights or something?
So this one has two sides, and one has that, and the other one not so much. It's more like they just had like some loud music and what do you call it? Like just music.
Yeah.
Some music videos.
Yep.
Playing.
Sounds cool. So what was your score?
It was bad because I haven't done it in so long, and not only that, because my average was around 160.
Okay, yeah, I didn't ask you what your average was.
Yeah,
I asked you what your score was last night.
My best one was 122.
Oh, that's pretty good.
No, it is not.
It's good enough.
But I mean, just because of you can't see me, but I have a problem with my hip, and so I'm not able to move like I normally should. And I realized that last night.
Yeah.
And I felt it this morning when I woke up. I was like, oh, wow, that just...
the old bowling injury, eh?
Oh.
That's awesome. How are the Christmas preparations going? Are you all set for the holiday? Is it a busy one? Is it a quiet one for you?
It's usually a quiet one. I've got a bunch of things to get done, so I'll be doing... Christmas Day, I'll just be working.
Errand running, so to speak?
Working at home. Just getting ready to leave.
Your holiday is coming up. Yeah, very good. Good to see you, Jeff. All right, let's get into it. You're here to get us up to date with all things happening in and around Busan and a little bit of Seoul. We'll start with some news, yes?
Yep, so it could possibly, maybe, be a white Christmas this year.
Oh, I know. I talked about this a couple of days ago. I looked at the forecast for Sunday, and it said 35% chance of snow. I was talking about this on my morning show today. I checked this morning. That little snow indicator, the little snow emoji, it was gone from the Sunday forecast. So is there a more recent update?
No, this actually, again, this has been coming up, like, with this cold pattern, we're going to see what happens with it, because it is actually supposed to get warmer next week, back to normal. And so we've actually... haven't had a white Christmas in Busan. It rarely snows. But for 3 years, we actually did in a row.
From 3 years in a row?
From 2000 to 2002. I don't know if people remember this.
Okay.
But we had 3 years in a row, 2000, 2001, 2002, where we had a white Christmas. Well, if you can say white Christmas here, 1 year I remember it actually stayed.
Okay.
So we had about 2.2 centimeters, which, again, it was gone as fast as it came.
Sure.
But... yeah, I mean, a lot of times it's just maybe some flurries, but I guess that's what they'll go with.
That qualifies, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a lot of white snow here, so qualify that for a white Christmas.
We'll take what we can get. Yeah, I was chatting with people who are living in the Mokpo area and also in the Jeju area. Apparently, a lot of snow. The weather in Jeju apparently is quite nasty.
Yeah, there was a lot of canceled flights.
Yeah, and in Mokpo, I heard 30 centimeters of snow.
Pass.
Oh, I would take it.
No,
I would absolutely take that for Christmas time.
So how much? I'm assuming you had a white Christmas every year growing up?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in Nova Scotia, I'm not sure about Ontario, but in Nova Scotia, there's a tremendous amount of snow in the wintertime. And it's just, you don't even have to guess if it's going to snow. It absolutely will. And the further east you go, it seems like the more snow you get. If you're really bored one day and you want to watch an interesting video, go to YouTube and just search Newfoundland. That's Newfoundland. That's our most eastern province in Canada. Time-lapse snowstorm. And just watch the amount of snow that falls in like a 24-hour period. In Ontario, I guess maybe the further north you go, the more snow.
Yeah, I mean, I live in the most south. I'm in the most southern city in Canada. And we're on the border of Detroit. And so when I was young, I remember we actually had a lot more white Christmases. But I mean, again, with climate change or whatever, it was getting to be about 50-50 every year. So like some years it was white, some years it was brown, some years it was like, is it going to snow today? And it would start snowing in the afternoon.
Interesting.
But yeah, so a lot of times we didn't have a white Christmas, even though I'm in Canada.
In Nova Scotia, it's almost guaranteed, yeah. All right, well, good news then that we'll hang on to that hope. Is it for Christmas Eve or for Christmas Day, do you know?
Christmas Day, I believe.
Fantastic. Oh, that would be lovely. Don't you agree?
No. I'm not a snow person. I am not. No, I'm just not a snow person.
Just don't like it, huh? All right, moving on. What else do we have?
Okay, so this was actually something that was reported on BEFM earlier this week, but I think it's something that also bears mentioning one more time, is that some routes of the Busan City Tour Bus have been temporarily suspended due to a shortage of drivers.
I heard that mentioned on the news, yes, here on the radio. Yeah, let's talk about this. So due to a shortage of drivers, does this imply that the drivers were there, but many had gone on strike or quit, or just a general lack of drivers?
There's a general lack of drivers, and not even just for the city tour buses, for the whole city in general.
Oh, really?
A lack of bus drivers, a lack of taxi drivers, but yeah, specifically bus drivers. It's becoming a big problem.
Interesting. I didn't realize it was because of just a general lack of drivers.
Well, it's a specific license you have to get, and it's not the easiest one to get as well. So, I mean, driving around, it's a big responsibility, actually, driving a bus, because you're in charge of all the people and the safety of all the people. I mean, they built the bus lanes, which has made it much easier because you don't have the buses crisscrossing like they used to anymore. But it's still a stressful job.
So what's the plan here? Or is there any plan to alleviate this problem?
Not yet. So I guess they just have to go out and search for more people.
I guess so. Job applications. I guess if people are looking for work and
it's usually older people who are driving the buses. So.
Understood. But that license is required, of course. Yeah. All right. A special Christmas concert tonight. Tomorrow.
Yeah, so actually this is starting tomorrow afternoon at City Hall, and this is actually a really interesting thing for families. So it's available on a first-come, first-served basis. So this is starting at 2 p.m., and it's going to be at City Hall's one-floor stage. Their target audience is family members, including children and parents. And so they're going to be doing a bunch of different events. There's a marionette performance, tango music, musical mixed vocal team performances, a Santa photo time. So just a fun event for the family.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, and then on Christmas Eve from noon to 5 p.m., there's going to be an ornament making experience for children, and a keyring making program for children age 4 to 7 from noon to 2:20.
Where's that taking place?
City Hall.
Oh, all of this is taking place at City Hall.
Yeah. And then there's a wreath making program for elementary school students from 2:30 to 5:30. And the materials are free, so you just come and go there, and if you're one of the first ones there, you get to do it.
Nice. Any information on how many people are able to? There's no application, but just people show up. But how many people can take part?
It doesn't say, but
okay.
I would assume probably. Oh, it says up to 10 participants for each program. So.
Oh, okay. So get there early, I guess.
That's for the Christmas making experience event.
Understood.
And this one is Christmas, yeah. So.
What are restaurants and cafes doing in certain parts of the city for the holidays? This doesn't seem to go along with the holidays, or does it?
No, so we've all heard, and it's been a big issue around the entire country with the no kids zones, and how a lot of restaurants have basically banned children.
Have you ever seen the signs for those?
Honestly, I don't know.
In Busan, I haven't seen any of those signs, but in Seoul, in the Apgujeong area, just from walking down the sidewalks and stuff, I did notice it wasn't cafes, it was restaurants that said they didn't allow children inside. And I thought, when I saw that the first time, I was kind of taken aback. And when I saw it, I said to myself, oh, this is going to be a spicy issue on social media. And then I searched it, and it was. It's a very, very divisive issue.
Yeah, and so Donggu office has actually taken it upon themselves to select 20 restaurants to make them called Yes Kids zones, where they've been given money and allowed to set up the kids zones.
Perfect. What's your take on that? Do you think it's okay, or is it insulting?
Remember, I don't have children, but I remember, like, I used to work at the Byeoldabang a lot. And when I was sitting there, there would be, like, groups of housewives behind me chatting, drinking coffee, with their kids just running all around, and they're not paying attention to them at all. So that was always a little bit annoying, especially because everybody was there trying to study or trying to work. Restaurants, I think, are a little bit different. There's also a little bit of the liability issues involved, and especially in Korea. If a little kid runs around, knocks something, spills hot water, hot coffee on somebody, who's liable? So, I mean, I think a lot of the restaurant owners just want to take that issue away and just say, okay, no kids.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand both sides. I can understand wanting to implement that policy, but I can absolutely 100% see people being offended by that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we'll have a break, and when we come back, we'll check out some more events with Jeff in today's Weekend Wanderer segment. Here's Dizzy, Birthmark. That was Dizzy with Birthmark, and today with Jeff in Weekend Wanderer, we're getting all up to date and things happening event-wise in the city. In case you're looking for something to do over the holiday weekend, we've got you covered. Just a side note. Maybe you don't know the answer to this, but are there any restaurants around Busan that do like Western turkey Christmas dinner that you know of? Without saying the restaurant name, of course.
There is a big special going on at the hotel in Marine City. That I can closely as
that's as close as you
close
can
as
get.
I can get to, without saying it. They're actually doing a nice dinner event.
Very nice. All right, turkey included, huh?
I don't know if it was turkey. I can check that though.
I can find that. Yeah. Cheers for that. All right, let's get back to some events. What else is happening?
Okay, a few music concerts going on this weekend. The first one is The Cry. This is going on at Bexco. It's a 500-minute concert.
500 minutes.
Yeah, it starts at noon and it goes to it's 9 or 10 at night.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a long, long concert.
I've never heard of a concert
That's
that long.
what they build it as.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Lots to enjoy there.
No idea what it is, but yeah, it's something.
500-minute Christmas concert. That's pretty cool, though. Okay.
Jo Young Pil, Saturday night at Bexco, and Someday Christmas is doing 2 days on Saturday and Sunday.
Very nice. In your home, do you put on, I know you're anti-snow, how about Christmas songs, Christmas music?
I haven't, but I usually do sometimes maybe Christmas jazz. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can hear enough Christmas music. I had a Christmas party actually on Wednesday with my intern students.
Oh, okay.
And so I prepared like a bunch of food. We put on Christmas music. I introduced them to Secret Santa. It was
very
fun.
nice. Oh, that sounds like fun. Christmas jazz. Have to look that up. All right. What else? Haeundae area is usually busy for some events going on. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're still looking to get some festive spirit, I mean, we still have the Lighting Festival in Haeundae, the Light Street in Samyeon, Gwangbok Ro's Winter Tree Light Festival, the Bling Bling Santa Village at Children's Grand Park, and Oncheonjeon's Light Festival. So, I mean, there's places around the city if you want to go out, bundle up, dress warm, get some hot chocolate, walk around, and see some Christmas feeling, like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
That's the place. There's the places where to go.
Very good. Yeah, good point, though, about bundling up. Warm-ish in the mid-afternoon, but that changes very quickly. It's really cold at night. So all the stuff you can put on your body, go ahead and do so if you're going to go out and see some lights at night. Very good.
Do you have the woolies on today?
What are the woolies?
Wool socks.
Oh, I don't think I can't do wool socks no matter what. No matter what, I can't do wool socks.
I will tell you one thing that I hate about this time of year, because it happened to me yesterday about 75 times, is every time I go to touch a door handle, I get a shock.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, right. You get the static electricity.
Have happened 70 times yesterday.
Yeah, right.
But do you know actually how they say to stop that? Take like a dryer sheet,
okay,
and put it in your pocket,
like at all times.
Yeah, and it's supposed to like take away the ability of getting like
the static
shock.
Electricity.
Yeah.
Do you have a dryer sheet in your pants right now?
Did not, but I just remembered it, and I'm going to do that from now on.
When you go out after this. Very good. A few more events.
Okay, going on at Sohyang Theater, an all-Korean cast is doing a presentation of The Three Musketeers from Saturday through Christmas Day. 2 performances of The Nutcracker, one by the Sophia City Ballet and also one by the Wise Theater, both going on at Bexco this weekend. That's it for Busan.
Got it. Anything in Seoul that we need to know about?
Seoul, the Songhyun-dong Seoulbit Festival, transforming the natural setting of the Green Square in downtown Seoul into a vibrant winter space with colorful lights.
Lovely.
So there's 6 exhibition spaces, including the Hill of Light, Light Walk, Shadow Forest, Sound of Light, Central Garden, and the Path of Light.
Sounds like there's lots to see there, and lots of lights as well. Very Insta-worthy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and it's a free to attend, and it runs through January 21st.
Oh, lots of time to go see that as well. Okay, one last one then.
Okay, also just started is the 2023 DDP Winter Festival. So there's a bunch of attractions and experience programs for 11 days. So it's going on until New Year's Eve. So again, There's lots of different designers there with special programs. It's also linked to the Seoul Light Festival. So lots of things going on.
Very nice. Yeah, have you visited the DDP before?
I don't honestly remember.
Yeah, it's that weird-looking building in Dongdaemun, right? The Design Plaza, Dongdaemun Design Plaza, DDP. And that's where they have, as far as I know, that's where they have, like, Seoul Fashion Week and events like that. I've been to it. I've looked inside, but there was nothing happening at the time, so I've never actually visited there when there was something going on. But it's such a popular area to visit in Dongdaemun because right across the street from the DDP you have the big shopping centers, and then right next to that you have the Cheonggae Stream, the Cheonggaecheon, and then from next to that you have some hotels. So it's a really kind of cool spot to go and hang out.
I honestly haven't done a lot of exploring of Seoul in all the years that I've been here.
Really?
I mean, usually when I went to Seoul, I went for a purpose. Especially like the last few ones was either for business or for a meeting or something like that.
And when you go for a purpose, it means you go there, you get to your hotel room, you go out, you do your work, you go back to your hotel room, and then you come back to Busan, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, you really should book some time.
I did go see, is it Solo? The walkway above that they transformed the old expressway.
Around Seoul Station?
Yeah. I've gone up there. I've done Cheonggaecheon. I've been to Insadong. I've been around Gwangbok. So I've been like to the major ones, but I mean, I haven't really gone and explored a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gosh, I lived there for over 20 years and I still haven't seen the whole city. I'm sure residents of Seoul don't even see the whole city.
I did get out to Jamsil, what was that, maybe 2 years ago when I covered the Ypres. That was the first time around there. And I remember a long time ago I went to Seoul Olympic Park.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time you'll have some time to look around.
Well, I'll tell you, it won't be in the winter.
By the way, any nice Christmas message that's our mission for today? Any nice Christmas message you'd like to share with anyone?
I'll send one out to my intern students because they're actually just finishing up the program in about 2 weeks. They've been studying for 6 months. They're going to be going to the U.S. to embark on their intern work life beginning. So I just like to wish them the best of luck.
Very nice.
And good luck to them. I mean, it's a big step in their life.
Absolutely. Must be exciting and a little scary at the same time.
Absolutely for them. Yeah, they're nervous.
Lovely. All right, Jeff, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you.
To you and yours as well, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah, really enjoy yourself. We'll see you again next week, yes?
Yes.
Excellent.
I will be here.
That'll do it for the first hour of the show for today. Do stay with us for hour number 2. We'll wrap up the first with this from Fall Out Boy, Love from the Other Side.
world. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해자 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전 기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine from Morning Wave in Busan. Do you turn into a hideous monster every time you're behind the wheel? Feeling a little guilty? Well, Busan drivers ranked the lowest in a national survey for driving behavior. But if we practice good driving etiquette, we can all become gentler beings. Here are two things to keep in mind. First up, when you're changing lanes, make sure to use your blinker. And second, although I do love getting text messages from all of you, don't text and drive. That's a no-no. Good driving etiquette equals safety for all. This campaign is brought to you by Morning Wave in Busan on BEFM. Oh, by the way, tune in to Morning Wave in Busan to get real-time traffic updates. You know your morning commute's better with me, Kat.
보이스피싱 전화 올 땐 전화 끊고 확인하기. 택배 주소 오류 사기, 인터넷 주소 클릭 안 돼.
늘 의심하고 꼭 전화 끊고 또 확인하고
보이스피싱에 눈을 뜨며
예방책이 보입니다.
공익광고협의회.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
You're listening to Steve Hatherly Reboot on BEFM 90.5. That was Phoenix, If I Ever Feel Better, and that track was released as the second single from the group's debut album. That was called United, and it came out in the year 2000. And it remains to date the group's most successful song in their native country. They're from France, peaking at number 12 on the singles chart there. Phoenix employed family and friends on their debut record. It featured contributions by Thomas Bangalter of Daft Punk, Phillips Zadar, or Cassius, and even the bassist Dec Darcy's mother. She and her chorale society provided backing vocals on the track Funky Square Dance, which is kind of cool. Keep it in the family, as they say, right? That one got us into hour number 2 of Steve Hatherly Reboot on this Friday afternoon. Thank you so much for sticking around for this second hour. You're tuned in on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Zhongguan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Thank you again for staying with us for hour number 2. Fun fact of the day today, it is the shortest day of the year. Today it was winter solstice. Kind of cool, right? That it fell on this Friday afternoon. So when I realized that, I also realized that I don't really know what that is. So I looked it up, and I'm going to share with you what exactly is going on in the universe when the winter solstice happens. I figured if I don't know about it, or if I didn't understand it, then hopefully someone out there is in the same boat as me, so we can educate ourselves a little bit today on the winter solstice. And I really, really look forward to starting tomorrow, when the days get a little bit longer. Seasonal depression, you know, that's a real thing, right? When the sun is gone for the majority of the time, then it just isn't good for our heart or for our soul or for our spirit. So it's the shortest day today, and then starting tomorrow, things will slowly get longer and longer and longer, and we'll learn exactly what the winter solstice is through our fun fact of the day. After that, behind the scenes on a Friday afternoon, that's the segment where we have a listen to a particular scene from a film. And we learn a little bit about the movie as well. And today we're going to go to the, well, maybe number 2 go-to movie of Christmas time. Number 1 is probably the Macaulay Culkin classic, Home Alone. But number 2, I think, is Love Actually. Everybody seems to love this film. And, you know, I watched it a couple of weeks ago. My wife and I watched it at home. And I liked it more this time than I remember liking it. I always knew that it was a holiday classic. I knew that people loved the movie, but I didn't realize how much I actually liked the movie. And when we finished watching it, it had been so long for both of us since we had seen it. We both reacted the same way. Wow. That's a good movie. We had both forgotten that it's actually quite a good film. So today, the scene that I've chosen from Love Actually is one that is closer to the end of the film. I was choosing between 2 different scenes. The one where Colin Firth's character, he goes into the restaurant. Where is that? In France? Where his potential love, or where his love is working as a waitress. And he goes in, and all the family comes in behind him, and he makes this speech. But the speech is in Spanish. So I thought, oh, maybe we won't be able to understand that. I wouldn't. So no translation, on-air translation service available. So I thought, well, let's not do that scene. Let's choose a different one. So the one that I chose is the one where Billy Mack is the singer. By the way, are we going to play that song today, PD Nim? Oh, nice. Oh, very nice. I love that tune. It's where the singer Billy Mack goes to his manager's apartment on Christmas or Christmas Eve, I forget. And he had planned on going somewhere else, and then he ends up going to his manager's apartment. And it's really quite a touching scene about friendship. So that's the one I've chosen for our segment Behind the Scenes today. And we'll get to that in about 20, 25 minutes time. That'll be Behind the Scenes. After that, we'll have Perfect Playlist, where we have the best songs for every situation. And of course, today it's all about the Christmas music. And I will check your messages throughout the program, throughout the second hour of the show as well. All right, question of the day. Who do you want to give a special Christmas message to this afternoon? If you text it to me, then I will read it for you. And my idea is text it in and then get your recording device ready. And when I read it, then you can record it. And when you record it, then you can send that little audio clip to your friend. And that can be like a little pre-Christmas gift, right? All right, so in Korean, let's go over it before I get to your messages. 특별한 크리스마스 메시지를 이름과 함께 보내주시면 제가 대신 읽어드립니다. All right, let's check what you've sent. 6073. 6073. Are you ready to record? Do you have your recording device ready? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today is my father's 79th birthday. I lived in Busan and he lives in Seoul, so I can't have time with him today. Actually, 10 years ago, I lost my brother, so I know I'm his only baby, so I want to say happy birthday. I'm working today, so I will get a day off in January and I will hug him, so please say hi to him and wish him a happy birthday and tell him that I love him. That is a sweet message, and that is from 6073 to their father, who's celebrating his 79th birthday today. Wow, congratulations, sir. 79 years, that's an accomplishment for sure. So happy holidays to you, Merry Christmas to you, and I hope you have a really great birthday. Having a birthday around Christmas time, is that a good thing? My sister, her birthday is December 29th, and my sister hated when we were young, when we were kids. Now, of course, she doesn't care, but when we were children, she hated having her birthday around Christmas time because I, being her naughty little brother, would always do this. I would get one gift, right? You know what I'm going to say, right? I would get one gift, and in the little card, I would say, Merry Christmas and happy birthday. Oh, that's so terrible, right? But that's what happens to people when their birthday is around Christmas time. And her birthday is 4 days away from Christmas, so yeah, that was a little unfair. I understood her frustrations there. 6073, I hope you were able to record that and share it with your dad. 1371, you're next. 1371. Get your recording device ready. All right, here we go. Please read this for my daughter. Hi, Hei. You are my amazing daughter. I love you so much, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And I'll add on the end of that, and Uncle Steve hopes you have a Merry Christmas as well. Uncle Steve from BEFM 90.5 Busan. That's lovely. 1371, I hope you could record that for your daughter. See, I'm loving this. This is what I wanted. I wanted these kind of nice, heartwarming messages as we're getting closer to Christmas. Let's do one more. Juyan says, Juyan, you ready? I'll let you get ready to hit record on your device. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I want to give a message to my friend from university. His name is Changwon. It was really nice to finally meet you last month after such a long time. And I want to tell you that I'm so proud of you. It's very courageous to leave a successful career behind and start your own company. I hope your new business will be a huge success. Thank you for being my friend. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from your friend, Juyan. That's very nice. I agree. Leaving a successful career behind and starting your own thing, that's a very, very, very brave decision. My sister, the one that I was just talking about, Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, she did something similar. She was a hotel executive for a big hotel chain in Canada. That's a worldwide hotel chain, but she worked in Canada. And she was an executive, so she had a great salary, she had a great career, and when she was in her mid-30s, she quit. Just quit. And do you know what she did? She went back to university to teachers college, to teacher school, to get her teaching license. And now she's an elementary school teacher, and she loves it. She's super happy. She's so much happier than she was when she was a hotel executive. And at the time that she did that, you know, the family was a little bit confused, but you know, we were very supportive of her decision. She makes her own decisions, as we all do in the family. But yeah, we thought it was very brave of her to do so, and she did it. And she had a little bit of a hard time when she was in school because she was in her mid-30s, and the class students were 19, 20, 21 years old. But it was the right decision for her. And I'm sure, Juyan, that it's the right decision for your friend as well. So thanks for sharing that message, and tell him I wish him the best of luck from me as well. All right, awesome. Keep your messages coming in. Tell me the Christmas message that you want to share with someone else. I will read it on your behalf on air, and hopefully you can record it, and then you can send them that audio clip as a little pre-Christmas present from you to them. 특별한 크리스마스 메시지를 이름과 함께 보내주시면 제가 대신 읽어드립니다. Text me #9050. That will cost you 100 won. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after logging in. All right. Speaking of hotels, this is from our expression today from the drama King the Land. And this is the same scene as the clip from yesterday where the father, the owner of the hotel, is sitting in the boardroom with his daughter and his son. And they're talking about the 100-year anniversary event of the hotel. And the daughter, she is older. She is older than her brother. And usually she handles the event. But remember, the younger brother, he successfully got the prince to stay at the hotel. So now he's feeling confident. And he says to his father, I want to take care of the 100-year event. And his sister replies by saying, whatever. And this is what she says.
아직 원희한테 무리예요.
아직 원희한테 무리예요. All right, so let's go through it and see what we can learn. 아직. 아직 means yet or not yet. This is really, really, really useful to learn. This is used every day, almost every day, because we always say not yet, right? Not yet. So if somebody asks you, oh, did you finish the report? 아직요. Meaning I didn't finish it yet. Did you arrive yet? 도착했어요? 아직요. No, not yet. 아직 is a really, really, really useful word for everyday Korean. 아직 원 is the brother's name. 원이. So 원이 is the brother's name. 아직 원이한테 to him. 무리예요. And 무리예요, 무리하다 is going to be the part that we focus on here. But first, let's check the translation. 아직, not yet, 원희한테, to him, 무리예요. 무리예요 means to not be able to handle something or to be beyond one's limit or one's capabilities. So, 아직, not yet, to him, capable. So when you switch the grammar around, it translates like this. He can't handle this yet. He can't handle this yet. 무리하다 means you can't handle this. And you can talk about it about somebody else, or you can talk about it about yourself. Now, let's learn how we do that in Korean. You have to say 나 or no. 나 is I. 나한테는. It's always 한테는. 한테는. So 나한테는. 너 is you. 너한테는. That means you can't. 나한테는 I can't. 무리야. 무리야 means handle it. 나한테는 무리야. 너한테는 무리야. 나한테는 나한테는 무리야. I can't handle it. 너한테는 무리야. You can't handle it. All right. Now, let's take this a step further. This can be used literally or figuratively. And when I say figuratively, I'm talking about like an emotional thing. For example, if you're watching, what's that super sad movie, The Notebook? Not Pity. Have you seen The Notebook? Did you cry? What? You didn't cry at The Notebook? You are an emotional ice cube. I cried my eyes out at the Notebook. So if I'm watching The Notebook, I can use this sentence. 이 영화는 나한테는 무리야. I can't handle this. It's too emotional for me. 나 PD can say, 나 잘 봤는데, 스티브 너는 너한테는 무리야. You can't handle that movie. It's too emotional. So that's how you can use it in a figurative way. Literally, like if something is too heavy. And you say, if I'm carrying a heavy bag, and you say, let me help you. I say, 너한테는 무리야. You can't handle this. It's too heavy. Or if I'm eating something too spicy, some spicy tteokbokki, I can say, 나 잘 먹을 수 있지만 I can eat it well, but 너한테는 무리야. You can't handle this. It's too spicy. Really useful expressions, right? In English and in Korean. One more time, you will hear his sister say, 아직 원희한테 무리예요.
아직 원희한테 무리예요.
And she's speaking with honorifics, right? 에요 at the end because she's speaking to her father. But if you're speaking with your friends, you can use 반말, the casual way of speaking, and say 무리야. All right. Hopefully that helps out your English or your Korean, depending on which one you are learning. When we come back from this break, we are going to learn about winter solstice because winter solstice is exactly today. Here's Beck thinking about you. A couple of more Christmas messages to read out before our fun fact. That was Beck you listened to, Thinking About You. Let's do 7566 Nim. And 8010 Nim, you will be next, so you can prepare your device now. 7566 Nim, hit record. I'll give you 5 seconds. I know, I'm not giving you much time. I'm so sorry. I should be giving you more time to prepare, but hopefully it's enough. 7566 Nim, here is your message. I hope you read this for my twin babies. Hi, Sia, and hi, Sean. This is your third Christmas. Santa Claus will come home tonight at 8 p.m. I hope you remember today and believe in Santa for your entire life. And also, please remember how much Mommy loves you. Oh, that's so sweet. He's not emotional today. He's the emotional equivalent of a popsicle. But for me, I'm feeling emotional today. This is lovely. Thank you, 7566, for your message. All right, 8010, this is for you. Are you ready? Did you hit record? To my dearest daughters, Gia and Jiu, you are my best present ever. I will be there for you all the time. Merry Christmas. I love you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, 8010, for sharing your message, and thank you, 7566, for sharing yours. Send me yours. Text me. You still have lots of time, and I'll take little breaks like this and read all of your messages. Every one that comes in today, I promise I will read them on air. So text me ## 9050 for 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean, and send your messages that way as well. All right, let's get to our fun fact of the day. Oh, it is the winter solstice today, so we're going to talk about the science behind it. Winter solstice in Korean, 동지. And did you know that you're supposed to eat 팥죽 on winter solstice? So 팥죽 on 동지. That's the kind of, not a rule, but it's what everybody does. In fact, I had my 팥죽 this morning for breakfast. 팥죽 is red bean porridge, I guess, would be the English translation of that. So if you haven't had it yet today, go ahead and maybe have it for dinner. All right, so winter solstice. I had to look it up because I didn't know what this is all about. Of course, I heard about winter solstice, but I didn't know the science behind it. It's an important global moment, and it arrived, if my math is correct, this morning around 10 or 11 a.m., here in Korea, time-wise, and it's when the sun shines above the Tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. Winter solstice, north of the equator, and summer solstice, south of the equator, signals the official beginning of a new season. Sounds confusing, right? But it's actually not. It's all a simple story about how to live on a planet with a tilted axis, and a chance to think about how and why the intensity of the sun waxes and wanes throughout the year, the changing seasons, and how celestial mechanics set the tone for life on Earth. So, let's explain what it all is. Astronomically speaking, it's the beginning of winter in the northern hemisphere and of summer in the south. In the north, it's the shortest day and the longest night of the year, while in the south, it's the longest day and the shortest night of the year. So opposites, depending on which half of the world you live in. This is all and only a story about how our planet spins. The axis on which Earth rotates is tilted by 23.5 degrees. So during our annual orbit around the sun, our trip around the sun, different parts of Earth receive sunlight for different lengths of time. It was probably caused, scientists say, by an impact billions of years ago. Well, during this week's solstice, the northern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, so the sun hangs lowest in the sky. Meanwhile, in the southern hemisphere, the sun sits over the Tropic of Capricorn. That's an imaginary line at 23.5 degrees south of the equator, giving that hemisphere its full glare and staying in the sky for longer. Solstice marks a pivotal moment in the sun's apparent movement. On this day, the sun's path seems to pause and change direction. a phenomenon that gives rise to the term solstice. That's a quote from Dr. Min-jae Kim, research fellow from the Department of Physics from the University of Warwick in the UK. The word originates from the Latin solstitium, meaning sun stands still. Interesting. I never knew this before. This apparent standstill occurs as the sun reaches its southernmost point against the backdrop of stars. The days will now become longer in the northern hemisphere until they reach 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness at the March equinox. But we have to wait a few months until we get there. But now we know what it's all about, the winter solstice. It all has to do with the sun and the tilt of the earth and how much daylight we get and how much daylight we don't get, as a matter of fact. But starting from today, we will get longer days, and we are all looking forward to that. That is my fun fact for today. When we come back, we'll get into behind the scenes. We're going to have a listen to one of the famous scenes from the film Love Actually. Here are the analogs. Say that you will. That was the Analogs, Say That You Will. And now it's time for Behind the Scenes. And we are only 3 days away from Christmas time. And everybody loves the movie at Christmas time. They watch it all the time, including myself. Love Actually, right? In fact, I watched it a couple of weeks ago, but I'll probably watch it again. We'll put it on television again, maybe on Christmas Day. And because of that, that's the movie that I chose for you today. In this segment, Behind the Scenes, we have a listen to one of the famous scenes from the movie, and we learn a little bit about the film as well. So let's start with some info about the film before we get to the scene. Love Actually, it's a 2003 Christmas romantic comedy film written and directed by Richard Curtis. It came out in 2003. Goodness me, 20 years ago this movie came out. It features an ensemble cast composed predominantly of British actors, many of whom had worked with the director in previous film or TV projects. It was mostly filmed in London, and the screenplay delves into different aspects of love as shown through 10 separate stories involving a variety of individuals, many of whom are shown to be interlinked as the plot progresses. 10 different stories, and they kind of intertwine as the movie goes on. The story begins 5 weeks before Christmas and is played out in a weekly countdown until the holiday, and then is followed by, I guess you'd call it an epilogue, that takes place 1 month later. This was an international co-production between the UK and the US and France, and it did so well in the theaters. It made $245 million worldwide, and they only spent $40 million to make the film. It received a bunch of nominations. One of those was for the Golden Globe Award for Best Movie for a musical or comedy. And then again, everybody watches this at Christmas time. The cast is fantastic. Alan Rickman plays Harry. Emma Thompson plays Karen. Hugh Grant plays the Prime Minister, David. Keira Knightley plays Juliet. Colin Firth plays Jamie. It's just a really star-studded cast. Liam Neeson plays Daniel as well. And Bill Nye. Bill Nye is classic in this movie. He plays the singer Billy Mack. So, in this scene, Billy Mack, after getting the news that his Christmas song, Christmas Is All Around, it made it to #1 on the charts. And Billy Mack is suddenly a superstar once again. And when the news came out that the song got to #1 on the charts, he immediately gets a phone call from Elton John. And Elton John invites him to come to his Christmas party. And Billy, of course, accepts. Yes, I will be there, of course. So Billy goes to the party. But he doesn't invite his manager, Joe, to go with him. He ignores him. We don't see the scene from the Elton John party, and this is what happens after. This scene begins when Billy has left the Elton John party and comes to Joe's apartment. Joe is sitting at home alone in his living room when suddenly his doorbell rings.
What are you doing here? I mean, you're supposed to be Elton John's.
Yeah, well, I was there for a minute or two, and then I had an epiphany.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, come on, just come up. So, what was this epiphany?
It was about Christmas.
You realised it was all around?
No, I realised that Christmas is the time to be with the people you love.
Right.
And I realised that as dire chance and fateful would have it, here I am, mid-50s, and without knowing it, I've gone and spent most of my adult life with a chubby employee. and much as it grieves me to say it, it might be that the people I love is, in fact, you.
Well, this is a surprise.
Yeah. I left Elton's where there were a hefty number of chicks with their mouths open in order to hang out with you at Christmas.
Well, Bill.
It's a terrible mistake, Chubbs. But you turn out to be the love of my life. And to be honest, despite all my complaining, We have had a wonderful life.
Well, thank you. I mean, yeah, come on. It's been an honor. I feel very proud.
No, don't be a moron.
Isn't that lovely? His friend. This is a scene about friendship. And Billy Mack, he ignored his friend for a long time, and he was always insulting him, calling him his fat manager and things like that. But then when he went off to Elton John's Christmas party, he realized, I don't want to be with a bunch of celebrities. I want to be with my friend. And that's what this scene was all about. And that's why when he was talking, you couldn't hear it because it's the radio. But if you remember in that scene, the manager, Joe, his eyes get all watery and he starts to cry a little bit. And he says, it's been an honor. It's been an honor to work with you. And it's just a really, really, really lovely scene. It's a great movie, isn't it? And everybody watches it at Christmas time. And I thought playing this scene for you today might be a nice reminder to put this on your television, if not tonight, if not tomorrow, if not on Christmas Eve, at least on Christmas Day. And you can enjoy it with your friends and family. And if you're at home alone, then you can enjoy it by yourself as well. It's a really cool film. All right, that's today's Behind the Scenes. Let's listen to the song from the film, and we'll be back with Perfect Playlist. This is Billy Mack from Love Actually. Christmas is all around. That was Billy Mack from the OST from Love Actually, Christmas is All Around. And now it's time for Perfect Playlist. And if you need the perfect song for the perfect situation, well, we have you covered. The theme this week, of course, classic Christmas songs. And today we'll go with Rosemary Clooney, Susie Snowflake. Susie Snowflake is a childlike ode to a charming fantasy character who paints your window panes with ice and snow. I've never heard about this before. The 1953 version of stop-motion animation offered a wonderful video short of the song as well. But a few years before that, in 1951, White Christmas star and George Clooney's aunt, by the way, Rosemary Clooney, offered a captivating version of the song herself. It's a Christmas version of a nursery rhyme like a gender-flipped Frosty the Snowman, complete with xylophone and slide whistle. This should be fun. I've never heard this before. After that, Brenda Lee's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Johnny Marks in the 1940s and 1950s wrote some of the greatest Christmas songs of all time. Among them, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day, and this, an easy-on-the-ear rock and roll tune sung by a 13-year-old Brenda Lee, which really needs no introduction at all. Here are a couple of songs for you under the theme of classic Christmas songs for Perfect Playlist today. Rosemary Clooney, it's George Clooney's aunt, that's pretty cool. Susie Snowflake, and then Brenda Lee, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. That was Brenda Lee rocking around the Christmas tree, and before that, Rosemary Clooney, Susie Snowflake. Almost finished with the show today, but one more message to read out. This is from 8010 Nim that says, "Oh, Steve, can you read my message again? Because I didn't have time to hit record." That's okay, no problem. That was my fault. I didn't give you much time. All right, I hope you're ready. Here it goes. Hello, it's Mom. My dearest daughters, Gia and Jiu. I didn't have a chance to say how much I'm thankful for you being my daughters. You are my best present that I've ever been given. I will be there for you all the time. And my lovely and sweet husband, Jaewon, I'm always grateful for having you and caring. You are a wonderful father to your daughters and amazing husband to me. And I love you so much. Merry Christmas to you all. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? 근데요, 8010님. 메시지 처음에 보냈을 때 남편이 얘기 안 했는데요. This now. Jaewon Shi, you have to know that. I'm teasing you, of course. That was very sweet. And I hope you could record that this time. All right. Time to say goodbye. That's going to do it for Steve Hatherly Reboot for this afternoon. Thank you very much for hanging out with me over the last couple of hours. Thank you to Jeff, our weekend wanderer, for today's segment. Thank you to you, as always, for your listenership and your participation. I've been your host, Steve Hatherly, and I will finish things today with Kylie Minogue, Santa Baby. Enjoy that track. Have a really wonderful day, and we will reboot again tomorrow.